what we have here. I think it's gonna work out just fine and dandy. Fine and dandy. What is happening, mediocre people of YouTube? Been a little bit. I have been busy, man. I'm just kind of truly trying to take a day to recover. I've been burning the candle at both ends and wearing myself down way too much. Going too far, which is no good for me, which ends up being no good for anyone. That's not what I'm here to talk about. And you guys might actually get 2 videos out of me today, but what I'm here to talk about today is a very important upcoming date, which you can probably figure out is, the 20th anniversary of 9/11 is upon us. It's not far away. And the reason I'm doing a video where I want to talk about this is because I've been waiting since I've really been thinking a lot about this upcoming day since back in April and May, and I've been waiting to hear some of you talk about this. I've been waiting to hear someone in the media talk about this, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. I actually said to a neighbor of mine the other day, I said the same kind of thing to him, and he said, well, he goes, I heard little snippets, here and there in the news. I said, yeah, but little snippets is just not enough. Because what occurred on that day, if it were to occur today, for those of you who weren't alive at the time, it would blow your mind. And for our media and our government leaders to not recognize it the way they have been not recognizing it. Hey, it's one thing to recognize it on the day. We're all going to recognize it then. But, it's a big deal. It's a milestone, 20 years ago, which to me does not feel like 20 years ago. It just doesn't feel like 20 years have passed. On previous 9/11 remembrance videos, I explained, where I was at and what I was doing and what I experienced on 9/11. So it's really not necessary for me to go through that here. If you want that information, you can go back to a previous 9/11 remembrance video that I've done and enjoy that. The thousands of lives we lost that day, and the thousands of lives that have been lost since that day, and of course the untimely withdraw from Afghanistan, not to mention the way we've done it, is just fucking horrible. I'm not going to bash on Joe Biden in this video. What I'll say is that I'm praying for you, and you need to do the right thing. You should have done the right thing. It's over. The date is past now. The 31st of August is past now. But if we have people there that need to get out, whether they are American citizens or not, you need to go get them out, Mr. President. We are the United States of America. We can do whatever we need to do. We have military personnel waiting right now for you to tell them go get them out of there. And they want to go get them out of there. Okay? We are the United States of America. We found Saddam Hussein in a fucking hole in Iraq the size of a fucking refrigerator box in the ground. Okay? We can get the people out that we need to get out. And you need to do it now. I know the 31st of August has passed. And I guess somehow since the 31st of August has passed, we're all just supposed to fucking forget that there are still people stuck in Afghanistan that are going to be fucking slaughtered if you don't get them out. And I really don't want to get too wound up about that in this video, at least not yet. But I feel really strongly about it. This is a day, that this upcoming day, 20 years since 9/11. Like I said, it's a day that we should be proud. It's a day that, back then, United States citizens in the United States wanted revenge. And we wanted revenge so badly that we got into 2 wars that we never belonged in. And I mean, I guess I really shouldn't even go there, but I guess I will. We should have never been in Afghanistan to begin with, and we sure as hell shouldn't have been in Iraq at all. That's my opinion, and it's an opinion that's shared among a lot of people, including our military personnel. But that doesn't mean that now that we're in, we can't get our people out, you know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that we don't support our military troops. These people put themselves on the line every single day for me, on behalf of my freedom, on behalf of your freedom. They're out there right now, putting their life on the line for you, for your freedom, the freedom that you enjoy every day to do whatever the fuck you please, because you live in the United States and you are protected by our Constitution. Afghanistan, I mean, this is the same thing, it goes back to in the 1970s, late 70s and early 1980s. The same advertisement was going on back then. And we were involved in South America, and we had a cocaine epidemic of epic proportions, But the same type of advertising for cocaine was going on as it's going on now for opiates, And Afghanistan has the highest population of opium poppies in the world, so it's no big surprise that we have a massive opiate epidemic here in the United States at this time. Now that we have left Afghanistan in the exact same shape that it was when we got there, the Taliban, and I don't know whether this was negotiated with the United States or not, you'll probably never be able to find out, but when we invaded Afghanistan, one of their biggest things was no opium poppies, no growing opium poppies, period. So I don't know that that's going to go back into place now that the United States is out of there and the Taliban is taken over Afghanistan once again. All I can say is let's hope so. Because people are dying every single day of opiate-related deaths, whether it's killing, violent, or whether it's peaceful or overdose. Tens of thousands of people are dying from opiate epidemic right now, today, every day. So, and as we know, when we finally locked onto Osama bin Laden, allegedly, and I'm not saying we didn't get him because I know we got him, I'm just saying that I'm not sure if the United States government wasn't aware of where he was at, a long time before they claimed they did. Pakistan harbored Osama bin Laden for 10 years, in a place that they call like the West Point of Pakistan. It's a place where Pakistani military and so forth go and live when they retire. And Osama bin Laden was just living there. And you can't tell me that the Pakistani government didn't know about it. If not, the United States government may have known about it a lot sooner than they claim they did. Bin Laden had a 3-month head start before we even got into Afghanistan. People knew before we even sent the first plane to Afghanistan, people knew that Osama bin Laden had fled Afghanistan and gone to Pakistan. It was well known. There were people all over the place screaming it from the fucking rooftops that bin Laden went to Pakistan. You know, while we claimed we didn't know where he was, you know, we went into Afghanistan. You're talking about, when you talk about Afghanistan, I don't want to say proud country so much because, you know, in Afghanistan, it's not so much loyalty to their country is its, you know, tribal loyalty. People are loyal to their tribe. Sorry about this. You know how my camera work is. People are loyal to their tribes in Afghanistan. You know, not so much loyalty to the country of Afghanistan, but people are more so loyal. Tribal loyalty is a lot bigger than that. Having said that, you know, when you talk about Afghanistan as a proud nation, you know, you're talking about a nation who has never lost a war. Say it again. You're talking about a nation that has never lost a war ever in the thousands of years that it's been around. So, you know, I know that you hear a lot of things about, you know, the United States leaving Afghanistan with pride and dignity. You know, it goes both ways. I'm sure the Taliban and the Afghanis were not going to allow a loss on their record of, you know, however many wars in you know. So that was certainly a negotiation, I'm sure. As far as the war in Iraq, you know, it's another war that, you know, I disagree with, and I really wasn't going to bring my opinions into this video, but I guess that's just the direction it's taking. You know, Iraq was another one that how the Bush administration, the people in the Bush administration, and all the way up to George W. Bush did not land themselves in prison for war crimes is beyond reason for the regular person out there, because it's just so obvious, you know, what happened. We went into Iraq under false pretense. Not to say that, you know, something probably needed to be done about Saddam Hussein, because Saddam Hussein was a murderous motherfucker, man. I mean, just an evil, murderous fucker. And we're going to get into evil in a second video that I'm thinking of making today. Yeah, that's right, you guys might get 2 videos today. Saddam Hussein was an evil, murderous motherfucker, man. There's no 2 ways about it. Whether it's the United States that should have done something about him, I don't know. You know, he's dead now. Is Iraq a better place for it? I don't know. I don't live there. You know, all I know is the propaganda that I see in the media from time to time when I decide to watch it, which is never. You know, occasionally I catch the evening world news, which is just, I can't watch it. I was sitting with my mother one time, and we were having dinner, and in her family or living room, whatever, she had the TV on, and that David Muir guy came on television, and we started to watch it. I would bet within less than 5 minutes, I told her, I said, I can't fucking watch this. I got to leave the room. I mean, it literally made me sick to my stomach. The fear-mongering and the propaganda that comes out of that fucking guy's mouth. And I don't blame him. He's, you know, I mean, I do blame him, but I don't, you know, I know it's more than just him. It's an entire machine that's running those news broadcasts. But yeah, is Iraq a better place for it? I mean, I guess who knows? You would have to go and ask the Iraqis if it's a better place since Saddam Hussein was taken out of power. But we were attacked, you know, on 9/11 of 2001. We were attacked by what was it, 17 of 19 of the hijackers were Saudi Arabian. The mastermind of the whole thing, Osama bin Laden, was Saudi Arabian royalty. So you tell me who attacked us on 9/11. You know, it should be pretty clear to you, you know. If there's one country we don't talk about, it's Saudi Arabia when it comes to the United States government. One country that we protect like a motherfucker, and we is supposedly an ally of the United States. We don't fucking talk about what goes on in Saudi Arabia in this country. You know, you can form your own opinions and judgments about that one, but it wasn't just recently that fucking guy, the guy disappeared. He was a journalist or something maybe? Went into the Saudis were pissed off at him. He went into the Saudi embassy in Turkey, I believe it was, and never came out. Just fucking disappeared. The entire world looked to the United States to do something about it, and we just kind of our government just kind of ignored that it even, it just ignored the whole fucking ordeal, you know. It was crazy. So, you know, we don't talk about Saudi Arabia, and we surely do not relate what happened on September 11th of 2001 in the United States. We do not relate that to Saudi Arabia, ever. We don't say those things in the same sentence. But it's really kind of mind-blowing to me that, you know, I don't hear more people, and I'm not talking about just the news either, I'm talking about regular everyday people, you know, the people you and I interact with. I don't hear anybody talking about it, you know. I think it's a huge deal. I think it's a 20th anniversary since 9/11, and, you know, I think that we should do something to honor our soldiers, the people who went and did, whether they agreed with it or not, they were called and went to fight once again for our freedoms in this country. I just don't hear anybody talking about it, man, and it bothers me. It's something that's been bugging me for a long time. There's one guy that's been talking about it, you know, just as long, or if not longer than I have, and that's my main man here in Detroit, Charlie LaDuff. If you don't know who Charlie LaDuff is, go look up the No Bullshit News Hour. It's a podcast. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. You can go to a channel called The Americans with Charlie LaDuff. Share, share, share. Charlie LaDuff's been talking about it since, I don't even know how long, longer than I have even. And I appreciate him for doing that. What I don't appreciate is that I don't hear anyone talking about, you know, this major milestone that we are reaching, and that is this day coming up. So, for any of you who watch my channel who are military people, ex-military people, whether you were, you know, I'm not talking about just the soldiers from 9/11, I'm talking about military people right now, today, and military people before my time. My hat's off to you. God bless you. God bless you and your families. Thank you. Thank you so much for the sacrifices you've made on my behalf. Whether it was wartime sacrifices or not, you joined and served your country for me. Thank you. And God bless you. And I'll probably do another video on September 11th. And that's all I really have to say about it. I'll catch you on the next one. I got another video today of a review I'm doing. Probably going to do it today. It's a review I'm doing on the contrary to somebody else's review. I don't know. Allegedly damaging 2 of your fingers and only being able to play an instrument with 2 fingers must have done something to fuck up your brain so that it does not digest propaganda well. So there's your little teaser for my next video that's coming up. Alright, you guys. Peace.